Hi, my name is Valeria, and when I started this course, I made a personal decision to explore something entirely new, to step outside my comfort zone and take my artistic skills in a new direction. I began working on a project where I imagined creating artworks for public spaces. Specifically, I got inspired after our class trip to Nieuwolda, where being surrounded by sunlight and nature gave me a powerful sense of connection. So, my exploration focused on how sunlight activates and transforms objects, and I've spent time researching shiny materials that reflects light, and I hope will become a larger public installation in the future. And I made few prototypes that are gonna be a base for this project. My topic was how can I create sculpture in public spaces? I was working on a sculpture concept that would be colorful, bright, and a piece that people would encounter outside, maybe while walking or resting in a park. I chose this because I wanted to challenge myself artistically, and I also felt a deep personal connection with the sunlight and nature. And I asked myself, how can I bring my background in painting into a new physical, spatial experience? So this question guided me for the entire process. I was motivated by the need to grow and expand as an artist. I was also exploring themes like transformation, light, and emotional presence. So I kept thinking what happens when art leaves the gallery and enters in a real world. I wanted to make something that interacts with people, places, and time. Now I will reflect on 3 concrete situations where I applied the transit skills Pyramid by Robert Dilt. So the concrete situation was choosing to leave my painting comfort zone and pursue to create 3D artworks with materials that inspires me. And 3 skills that I applied were environment, behavior, and capacities. And for environment was the early phase of the course, where I was alone in the studio and surrounded by tools, materials, and I thought, why can't I create something new? The skills of behavior, I took initiative by doing research, experimenting with those materials, sketching ideas, and planning the project myself based on the structure of the off course that I found really helpful to create a structure and a logic continuation of my thoughts. And as capacities, I use my visual thinking from painting and developed new ones like materials research and special composition. A defining experience was our trip to Nieuwolda, where I got inspired by the sunlight and how it interacts with the natural movement and how it reflects on organic forms. I applied deep observation on feelings, and it served me as a tool on my practice. I believe that nature is a powerful co-creator, and I value the relationship between space and art and how one informs the other. So in the end, I created 2 types of prototypes. One made from stained glass that doesn't have context, and one inspired by the organic shapes. I was working in the studio with new tools, new materials, and that was a really nice experience to see what works for me and what not, trying to learn from mistakes. I value the process over perfection, so I believe that real learning happens when we make mistakes, test, fail, and that's how we improve. So these 3 situations showed me that I can become a multidisciplinary maker, someone who is not limited to only one medium, but also respond to the context, emotions, and different experiences. I also realized that I'm committed to connect people through my identity as being inspired by nature. In the end, this course showed me a completely new way of working. I had a very structured approach, encouraged by how to make a plan, take initiative, and make logical, intentional decisions. That's something I've never really applied in my creative process before. I used to work more intuitively, but now I see the value of building a plan. These skills didn't just help me to manage the project, they also improved me for the entire practice. They helped me to stay focused, pursue challenges, and make clear choices. And what I'll carry forward is the idea of developing the skills of being a more structured artist and having a plan as a base that will help you to develop in future works easily.